Hey everybody, welcome back to Board Together Games. Today we're going to be looking at an excellent tile-laying game called Tsuro. It's for 2 to 8 players. Let's get right to the review. Hey guys, I'm Ryan.
And I'm David. And today we're looking at Tsuro. Tsuro is a really cool game about tile laying. Is actually the main mechanic in this game. It's really, really interesting. This is a super lightweight family style game that pretty much anybody can pick up and play. It is super fun. We play it quite a bit. It's a very short game too. So this is something that you could play in between games or just as one of the rotation of 3 or 4 that you might play throughout the course of a night. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to talk about how you set this thing up. Ryan, tell us how we set up for Tsuro.
You set up Tsuro by putting the board in the middle of the table, choosing one of these 8 dragon markers, shuffling these tiles, dealing 3 to each player, and then choose a start player, and then you can begin.
So playing Tsuro is super simple. So Ryan said that each player is going to have 3 tiles in their possession at the start of any given turn. And since you've chosen the start player, what they're going to do is they're going to look at their tiles. They're going to take their dragon marker, and they're going to choose any one of these hash mark locations around the perimeter of the board where they want their dragon to start. So I could choose this spot right here, or even if I'm sitting on this side, I could choose this spot way over here. It doesn't really matter. And each square that a tile fills consists of 2 hash markers that are along the outside perimeter. So you can choose either one of those 2. And basically all you do is you choose that location, and then you take one of your tiles, you set it down on the board, and then you just simply follow the path with your dragon. So he would go from this starting location, sweeping around here, and ends up, and he just stands right here at the edge of this tile. And that's it. That's a game turn. And then play passes to the left. Once the active player is done, they're going to draw another tile to make sure that they draw back up to 3 tiles. And that's it. That's how a game turn works. And it just continues around the table. So the next player is going to choose a starting location, do the same thing. And that is a rule. Every player must start at a perimeter location for their first turn of the game. After that, then all bets are off. So you could do your best to steer clear of everybody else, or you could purposefully try to get in each other's way. And we'll talk about that right now as far as how the end game works. So we've jumped ahead here a few turns into a 3-player game just to give you an idea of some of the scenarios that can happen that would cause you to be eliminated from the game. And that is actually how you win Tsuro, is to be the last dragon standing on the board and having all the other players be eliminated. So how does that happen? Well, one way is if you are forced to play a tile that causes your dragon's path to run off the board. So if I had to place this tile here in this fashion, which I really wouldn't, but we're just showing this as an example, the gray player would be in a situation where their path now runs off the edge of the board. And if that happens, the gray player is eliminated. So that is one way you can get eliminated. Another way is if you are forced to place a tile in an orientation where it causes you and another dragon to collide with each other. If that happens, both dragons that are involved in the collision are eliminated from the game. So that's really it. Once everybody else has been eliminated from the game, if you're the last dragon standing, you are the winner.
So what I like about Tsuro is it's very quick, it's very easy, and it's not the type of game that you're going to play once and then move on.
Yeah, that's a good point. This certainly has replay value to an extent, and it is one of those games that when people play, a lot of times, once you're finished, even the people that got eliminated early will jump right back up and say, all right, let's play again. Because they think they've figured it out, right? Oh, I've got my strategy now. I understand how this works. I'm going to do better this time, right? Mm-hmm. So that is how it is. And I would agree that, it is super simple. It is super fun. And anybody can play this game. 5-year-olds could pick up on this. It is just that simple. And that doesn't mean that it's simplistic in that it just wouldn't be any fun. It is great fun. We've played it, a lot. We've played this game a lot. So there's really only one thing that we dislike about this game, and Ryan and I agree on this, and is that it doesn't really work great with all the player counts. So it does play 2 to 8. And while it is excellent with 4 to 6 players, I think, 7 even is okay, but 8 is really almost too much. There's almost too much going on the board. And with 2 and 3 players, 3 is not bad, I guess, either. But with 2 players, there's just too much space on the board. I mean, you get one player starting here, one player starting on the other side, and they just take turns going around the perimeter of the board, trying to stay away from each other, hoping the other guy's the first one to make a mistake. So it doesn't work the greatest at 2. So yeah, the extremes, the high and the low, not the best, but in the middle is really where this game shines. And I do like it a lot.
As far as a rating for me, I'm going to put it as an 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah. And is that partially due to the dislike we talked about with the player count thing? Yeah, I would agree. And I'm going to actually say my rating is a 7.5. Pretty much the main reason for that is because Tsuro has become kind of a limited use game for us. And what I mean by that is we take this a lot when we go to friends' houses and we go to play games with people who don't play as often as we do. But when we sit down to play as a family, we play so often that this one just doesn't get the table time that it used to. So it's dropped a little bit for me. It doesn't mean that the game has gotten worse. It just means that, due to lack of table time, it just doesn't quite have that same kick as it once did. But again, don't let that detract you from picking this game up if it does interest you, because again, our ratings are just our ratings. They don't mean everything. If you like what you're seeing here, if you like the way this game looks, how it might play, definitely want to pick it up for yourself. So that wraps it up, you guys, for Tsuro. And again, this is a game that we highly recommend, especially for families and new gamers. That's kind of what we do here. So something that we didn't talk about really was the production value in this game, which is one of the reasons we recommend it, and it is phenomenal. The tiles are amazing. The board itself, the artwork is beautiful. These markers, everything's great. So it's awesome. Check it out for yourself. I am going to leave a link in the description for a couple of places where you can pick this game up for yourself. And if you like what we're doing, please take the time to like the video, comment, subscribe, all of those great things. We would appreciate it very much if you do. I'm also going to leave a link in the description for Gamer Thredz. That is a company owned by a really good friend of mine, and he silkscreens t-shirts with a gamer, nerdy type of feel to them. They're really awesome. I have some of them myself. I think you'll like them as well, so please check that out if you would. And remember, if you are bored together, thanks so much. We will see you next time. So that's it. He's just going to say it. If someone places a tile, really? Should have done this beforehand. How do you see out of these things?
I don't know. Oh, man.
What else did you want to say about it? It's quick and easy?
Quick, easy.
The end.